And soon after, he comes back and says, the Baron is ready in his office.
Very well, take us there.
He will do exactly that. This time, the table is still here, but there's not food on it. There's some wine. The Baron sitting by his desk.
Oh, I'm gone. What happened to me?
You died.
Oh,
well.
You found another bear trap.
In the Baron's office. I don't know where my token is.
Let's see if I can find it for you.
He is the Baron. The trap was meant for him.
Should we sit down? Shouldn't we
Darkness.
just stand in front of his desk?
Probably. Oh, there it is. Well, what are you doing over there, Zacharias?
I was just
Oh, nothing. The lavatory is now very smelly.
There's a mess, and you need to clean it up, Marcus.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He looks... Welcome. It's good to see you again.
Zacharias nods and smiles, yes. And you too, Baron Vladimir. And
How is the excavation going? Heard preciously little.
Yes, and that is why we have contacted you now instead before this very instant. You see, we have indeed found the Horn of Abaddon in the depths of the forest. And we have... well, I won't bore you with the detail, but suffice to say that the ruins of the temple inside is quite vast. We have cleared it out of any of the old guardians it had, and now seek to reappropriate it to fit our needs.
All right.
The ritual required to unlock the secrets the victor locked in is a extensive one, and it will take a quite substantial time to actually, well, complete it. As such, we will be requiring a lot of interesting ingredients, let's say. But also, as I said, we need to refurbish the place so we can live there while all of the ritual is going on.
So I see. I know your master is not a patient one, so I hope everything is going forwards at a good pace.
Yes, about that. We come before you today to because we require some of your contacts, I fear.
Why would you fear that? That's what I'm here to help you with.
Well, I wouldn't want to impose, of course. Zacharias smiles a wolfish grin.
He sort of smiles, a fake smile back.
Now, to restore the Horn of Abaddon to some of its former splendor and wrest it into our control, we have concluded that we need more people than just us. As such, our first request or question would be if you, dear Baron, have any fertile minds we could perhaps recruit into this endeavor. We all have our specific needs, of course, but a man with such contacts as yourselves, I am sure, could provide for us.
To think. So you would want to loan some of my guard?
More?
You must understand, of course, that they are loyal to me and me alone. But if you wish to loan their services...
No, you misunderstand. We want people that can work for us. Your guards are your own.
To hire the artisans of the city?
Yes.
Good people, peasants.
Among other things, artisans would be required. The problem is, of course, the location of the horn and the quite graphic depictions of demons and carnage inside. I fear we need something that is more open to he waves his hand, indoctrination, as it were, to our ways. So they do not turn and flee at the first sign of, well, some blood. Basically, what I'm asking is, do you have any where we can recruit such fertile minds that we can bend to our control?
Yes. Youth is potential, I've always thought. If you're young, you can do much in a long life, while if you're old, you'll have not much time left. And so I myself did the same thought you have now. How do you think I recruited my guard? How do I think I made them so good as they are? Most of them are orphans of men who died on the watch wall fighting bugbears, and they are quite capable people. You see, some time ago, my family was not known as they were not seen in the best light in the city, so I decided to spend some of my considerable wealth opening an orphanage. He smiles. Sort of almost probably a little glee in getting to explain his ingenious plan. With this, I acquired many young children with no parents to take care of them. I required the goodwill of the people and the church, and I, of course, get the warm feeling spreading through my heart when I see all the new soldiers being produced there. Thugs, most of them criminals, but they can be shaped quite easily, and they're forced to live through an environment that nurtures their ambition.
Zacharias nods. Yes, ambition is exactly what we want.
I do not have that many, but if need be, I could always send word out if you're looking for specific people. For now, I hope they will suffice. You can take whomever you can make follow you. I do not have complete control over them, although I do like to take my pick from time to time.
Zacharias nods. That seems like a good deal then. As for specialists, special interests, special skills, we have our own desire, so to speak. The ones that would help me would study under me. So anyone with an inquisitive and sharp mind would be of interest to me. I will take whatever pick I can from your orphanage, but if you have the opportunity to send word that, perhaps a society of free thinkers and researchers open to the free inquiry and the freedom of research is forming, then perhaps more will flock to the banner.
We'll try to be subtle.
Of course.
You can, as I said, go to the orphanage and inspect them yourselves. I do not presume to have some grand knowledge of them individually. I do not really care much for that.
That is fair enough.
Anything else then? Was that it? You said you wished to make the place comfortable.
Yes. We have a list. And Zacharias brings out the huge shopping list.
A pile and piles of papers. And
yep. Drawings.
Sort of raises an eyebrow. And you will finance all of this?
Yes, we will. We are not without our own considerable resources.
Looking. All right then. I suppose it is time for me to construct a new wing to the manor here. And perhaps I need quite a considerable amount of materials to do that.
Indeed, indeed.
Perhaps said wing will be built partially underground, where it is out of view and does not obscure the view of the other manors.
Of course, that would be awfully impolite if it were to.
Perhaps that is why all these materials will be brought here, enter this manor, and then never to be seen again.
Yes, the hobby of wine and art collecting requires a lot of space underground and certain very specific conditions, I've heard.
Yes. Yes, indeed. That should not be much of a problem. As long as you can provide the necessary funding, I can acquire all unsuspicious materials. Smiles. And I will do it with pleasure.
Excellent. Was there a magic shop in town? For like medical components?
Magical components, perhaps. But it's not really a magical town as such. It's not getting a lot of traffic.
Right. Well, Zacharias will then again turn to the Baron. And also, I understand, Baron, that you are not exactly powerless when it comes to the arcane.
Not. Some say that.
Very well. Then perhaps you also, for fair market price, of course, would be able to supply me with some of the more hard-to-get spell components that I would require for some of the work in the horn.
It's not. Yes, perhaps. Anything specific you're thinking of? Do you have a list?
Yes, I do have another list. Zacharias will provide a list for general spell components for crafting and like animate dead and things like that.
Sort of look at it, sort of nod. Just, yes, I think what the intent of much of this is. Intriguing. I shall talk to my contacts and see what I can do. Most of it should be rather easy for me to acquire, but some of this is a bit more has a bit more sinister purposes. The church does not agree with the free sale of such materials, but don't you worry, I can acquire everything here.
Excellent. And I think we had yet another list. Zacharias indicates to Kash.
You must have found quite the treasure up there.
That's the list with the golem components?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kash will step forward and hand him the list.
Oh, I'll look down at it. Just no, Mithril. Yes. Did you put the brain on the list?
We can probably get that ourselves.
I'm quite confident that Kash can get a brain. She's pretty good at cutting those stuff out of.
But no brain.
No, Kash can get one.
We just need a fresh body.
Yeah.
So that's a fresh body.
Fresh body. Well, we once we get the orphans, maybe we can get it ourselves.
This is just taking.
Someone has just entered a new level of evil.
No, I was suggesting that the orphans would get them for us. Jeez.
What sorts of experiments are you going to do with all this? He seems intrigued.
Out of character, should Kash explain it to him or just...
Keep it vague.
So what?
The construction of life.
I am becoming God! No.
It sounds like Frankenstein, so no, I'm not gonna say that.
That's what we're doing.
Just say alchemical experiments or something.
Well, Kash looks at him. I'm an alchemist and I need to do some constructive work. And experiments.
Do you... Start a little. You're not going to attempt to finance all of this with creation of gold, are you?
No.
Of course not. We know better.
So I'm not that kind of an alchemist. I'm not a fraud.
We'll pay for it with this bed we found.
This solid gold bed.
Isn't that about a fraud? Well, I suppose that says more than you would know.
Oh, I want to punch that face.
Do it.
You seem very smug right now.
If I punch him in the face, Jonas is gonna be all... No! Well, not Jonas, his character.
Well, just don't bull rush him, because if you bull rush him, you'll be standing there and I have my long spear.
Well, the thing is, I actually do have bull strength.
It would be quite unwise to punch the Baron.
Can I at least one day kill him?
Yes.
Might be unwise, but it
when
is
we're done
appropriate.
with him, can I kill him?
When we're done with him, you can do whatever you want with him.
Awesome. I have a torture chamber. Cass smiles at him and thinks of her torture chamber. Her eyes full of lust.
Wow, he might
Oh.
interpret that the wrong way.
Well, he is welcome too. Her eyes full of lust and a very pretty smile while she thinks of her torture chamber with him in it.
I see. Just what's the others? Anything else I can help you with?
You could die.
Does Kash say that?
No. She will stand back and ignore him. Think of alchemy and him in his.
Perhaps I need to do a ritual for you, or something like those lines. You seem to require rather a lot of help.
Yes. There is one more thing perhaps I can think of.
We need to sacrifice a person and
We
you
would
fit the bill.
stab. No. We are on the lookout. Some of the ingredients for the ritual is, well, it's a bit unsavory, one might say, for those of a weak stomach.
Just sort of flicks his wrist. Dismisses that.
We,
Dismiss what? What did you say?
He dismisses the notion of something being unsavory.
I don't know what unsavory is.
dislikable,
Oh.
Inappropriate.
inappropriate, right.
You should be used to that we are inappropriate.
Yeah, some of us.
Oh, that's what he's doing. He says it doesn't matter at all.
We,
Kash is gonna punch Zacharias later. Again.
we require a follower of the cult of the Draconic, a true believer, as it were.
There are no true believers left. I have kept track of some of their descendants. Some of them did actually flee the victor and did end up here, and some of them survived and flourished. I have a few descendants of such. If you would try one of those, but someone still believes. I don't think that's very likely. Most of them don't even know that they have blood of the cult.
Zacharias nods, I see. Well, we shall take one of the descendants then. It's a pure line as it is possible to get, if at all possible.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. Do you wish me to acquire one, or would you rather pick out one out yourself? I have a list of names.
Zacharias shrugs. If you probably know them better than we do, we will trust your judgment in this.
I shall give you one of the hunters then. Easier to disappear all of a sudden.
He is so creepy. He's just this enormous stalker.
I really like him.
I
In
hate,
addition to that,
I hate him, but every time Manaki makes a character and or just voices them, I end up hating them every
it
time.
seems that that one of the well, maybe one of you have been busy in the city. Requested. A serial killer, they say.
A serial killer.
Yes.
Pork
Targeting
Kellogg's cereal.
outsiders, it seems.
Zacharias looks surprised. Well, we have been in the forest and the Horn since we left you, Baron. We have not killed anyone in the city.
Maybe
I
the other
see. Some very public cases have happened, though, and I could not imagine it wasn't a statement more than an actual fulfilling of a goal.
Interesting. Well, we can look into it.
You don't need to bother. I don't think it'll be a big problem.
Then we won't.
I just could not help but think that you might be related to it. Two things like that seldomly happen in a place like this at the same time.
I see. Well, one can only do so much killing in one day, I'm afraid.
So I'm sure you have a rather high limit.
The group's capacity is substantial, let's say.
What was it that it said, that door? Killing is... what was it?
Hmm?
In one of our trials, there was a really good... Killing is a
Cruelty
tool,
is-
not a hobby.
A torture.
Cruelty is a
torture.
tool, not a pastime. Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
cruelty. Yeah, exactly. Cruelty, torture, something.
Cruelty is a tool, not a pastime, I think. So.
Not a what?
Not a
Pastime.
past.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kash is gonna say that.
Or just not. That is very true. Good to have you agree with me.
You clearly went through the trials.
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing that really made Kash think. She's never gonna punch a servant again in the face.
Well, you could.
She could, but she already did it once.
And that is exactly why I thought that it might be related to you. Such cruelty, such grisly murder, and done in such a public way, it can only be for a reason that someone wants attention.
But why would we want attention? That is exactly not what we want.
I have my ideas, but you are apparently not related.
No.
That is fine then.
Out of character, should we mention the other group?
No.
I thought the same.
Do we know-
We're totally related to it. Well, it's not really our fault.
But no, we're not related to it. We're distantly related.
Yeah, we have no control over what they
Maybe
do.
we should make Cairen talk to them.
Gives you a knowing smile, and she
Yeah.
then says, anything else?
Do we have anything else? Zacharias looks at the rest of the group.
Is there anything else on that huge list about stuff we have to do for that demon?
Oh yes, might be something. Yes, one last thing, I believe.
Oh.
If you could perhaps employ some of your considerable networks to find a descendant of the victor.
So one of the royal family, or royal blood at least.
Yes, royal blood. Descendant of the victor. Very important. It doesn't need to be the royal family, it can be a bastard or some other child he might have sired.
I will see what I can do. Might take some time to dig something up, though. The ties can get rather thin over the years.
Yes, it was some time ago, too.
The blood of that royal line especially has always been rather thin to begin with. So it will be a bit harder, I feel. Seems to say that with some resentment in his voice.
Well, we trust your capabilities in this matter.
Stalkingness.
Your stalkiness.
He's the pedo bear.
Cairen would still want something. Baron, I have a more mundane concern, you could say, compared to our other requests. Could you suggest anyone who knows how to run a tavern?
Yeah, that's true. We need
An
that.
evil tavern.
A tavern?
Yes. An
Yes.
evil tavern.
A tavern.
We have the barkeeps in the city, of course. They are quite good at that.
Yes, I suppose. Do you know if any of them would be willing to come with us, possibly?
For some sort of experiment, I fear not. Most of them value their lives and are true devout Mithrans.
Hmm.
It's not for an experiment, is it? He's just to take care of the tavern, isn't he?
Hmm?
He's not. We're not gonna experiment on him. He's just gonna take care of a tavern, isn't he?
Yeah.
Then say that. He thinks you're gonna experiment on him.
Cairen looks confused for a minute. I really need just someone who knows how to run a tavern. That's all I'm asking for.
There's no even devout believers of good and law.
Well, that wouldn't work, I suppose. Not. Cairen considers.
Perhaps a tavern keeper of not such a reputable place.
Perhaps, yes.
I think I could probably dig up a rat from somewhere.
That would be very much appreciated.
Really, a rat?
I know someone who used to be one of my rather useful agents in the capital city. Yeah, was to be executed for having an illegal fighting ring.
Oh. Cairen nods approvingly.
Well, we get him to come here. Not a very trustworthy man, but he can be trusted to earn as much as he possibly can.
I can definitely work with that, I think.
He can brew and cook, all right.
Yeah, the option would be to have the kobolds do it, and I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Delicious kobold drink.
So it's a kobold they cooked?
What? No.
What?
We don't want the kobolds cooking our drinks.
No, he said delicious kobold drink. Sound
Kobold
like...
drink.
Yeah, kobold drink.
Oh, I thought you
Would
meant...
probably be like muddy water with vinegar or something.
I found this on floor and put it in
Some
drink.
nice stew.
Taste.
I urinated in the stew. Very good.
But it's
Sodium.
blood.
If you play Simon the Sorcerer, you're gonna end up having to eat stew like that.
I am Zacharias the Sorcerer.
Simon the Sorcerer is better.
But you're a wizard.
You're a wizard,
Wizard.
Harry.
You're a wizard, Zacharias.
Alright, so... I will ask him if perhaps that would be something for him. He's currently on water, if you will.
Very good then.
Might take a little time, but I will I'll send him out to you when the time is right. He's here.
Very well. Oh, there hasn't. We are waiting for some of our associates from before to arrive. No word of them, I suppose.
Not as of yet. I'm keeping an eye on whatever ships come and go.
Zacharias nods. Excellent, thank you. Look at the
He's a
party.
stalker.
He's not, and drinks a little of his wine.
Actually,
Sorry.
can Zacharias sort of like, having talked to him now, sort of study him intently? Could you make some sort of like gauge his ability as a wizard? Like, can you get a feel for how powerful the Baron actually is?
Should be a nature check, I think.
Nature?
Yes, he's a half elf.
Okie doke.
Identify those with nature.
Let's see what I can identify with nature.
Zacharias doesn't really seem much like the bookish type as such. Or the type who would sit down and study. His hands are very fine. Doesn't look like he's really working much. He does seem to have a component pouch, but he does not seem to have a spellbook with him.
Hmm.
And he sort of has a grace, or some sort of almost a magical aura around him, suggesting that perhaps his magical abilities are more innate than that of a wizard.
Does he seem very intelligent?
Well, rather, yes.
If he's too intelligent, I'll be stunned.
Stunned?
Yes, seriously.
Like, oh, his mind! Well, do you have anything else to...
What intelligence score is too much for you?
You
No,
do not
if
think
he's-
it would be of good etiquette to begin casting spells in here.
If his intelligence is 10 higher than mine, I'll be stunned.
Which is
My intelligence
the
is
24 he needs. You need to have 24 to stun you.
Yes.
I doubt he has 24, really, but it's possible.
You shouldn't cast spells in here.
You shouldn't, but
It's like walking into a dinner table and just throw up on the like on the plate. Like you don't usually.
It doesn't hurt him, it can hurt me.
Flying out and swinging an axe around or something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you don't or you don't like open the door and like just make your toilet needs on the carpet. It's like, oh, it doesn't hurt you, just poo on the carpet.
That is so not the same.
Kinda is.
No, it isn't.
Well, it's a quite
parlaying.
strong breach
It's
of
like if I read his diary in front of him. That's as much as it is.
It is like you walk over to his fridge, open it up, and take whatever you want. Just eat everything in front of him.
So,
That's very
guys live with
polite.
bugbears. That's pretty normal.
She's not with bugbears right now.
It could fool her.
Touche, I guess.
That was meant for him.
No, you shouldn't have said that. That was good. That was good stuff. Anything else?
If I'm not allowed to read his thoughts, then no. But I'm still gonna punch Zacharias when we get out.
You can borrow my scrying room and you can scry him later.
What the hell is that?
You spy on him with magic from
I don't
afar.
want to spy on him. That seems like I like him. Like I'm this schoolgirl.
You can
Yeah,
spy on
looking-
Azureus.
Looking at his face in the magical pond.
Yeah, wistfully sigh.
Oh, look.
Someone enters and she quickly dispels it.
And every time he turns his light off and off, she'll look.
There's the scrying history.
No, she's not gonna do that.
one moment, right click. Delete scrying history.
Everyone, delete scrying history. Have you been scrying on Azureus again? No.
Why would she do that?
He's so dreamy.
She's been with Azureus a couple of times.
He's nothing special.
He's fine. This is not in character, by the way.
It could totally be in character. It's like, whatever.
Azureus is standing right next to you.
Well, I'm standing right here.
So, anything else for the Baron?
I don't think so.
The most important is that giant list, but that you got that covered.
Yeah. We are basically assured that we will be sending caravans with, silver and gold to pay for it as the materials arrive. So we have
instruct you to bring it through the secret entrance.
Yep.
And then you can acquire your materials from there as well.
Yep. Excellent.
He should arrive, or begin to arrive within the week. He'll get what he can in the city, and then the rest will be sent here. With his good orders, it should go fast.
Very good. With that, we enter the city, I suppose.
All right.
I think the first thing we should do is perhaps seek out the other knot to talk to them a bit.
The other seventh one, right?
Seventh? I don't know, I guess they are.
I believe it's not hibernal. Well,
Oh, it's seventh then.
I think we're the ninth knot, aren't we?
We are the ninth.
The ninth Nesian knot.
Yes, Nessian. For the ninth circle of hell, I believe.
if Nessus, the domain of Asmodeus.
Well, that's fine. Then we can get Cairen to talk to them then.
So we have the lucky number, so to speak.
So to speak.
Well,
But-
we have been lucky.
We have been, yes.
Didn't they tell us they were gonna stay at their tavern?
Yes.
Yes, they were going to stay in the tavern we were at.
Oh yeah, right. We have we paid that guy. Maybe we should go back and say we're not in the rooms anymore.
Yeah, you can keep the gold. We took everything in the rooms anyway, so. But yeah, we head back to the tavern.
I think we have to. Don't you remember the last time the guy who had the rooms for so long?
Sure.
Maybe
back
he
in the
thinks. Maybe he thinks we're gonna come back. Then we have gonna have to pay him for all the time he thought we were gonna come back.
We are evil. We don't have to pay him.
Yeah, exactly. We can say, "Oh, you got paid before. You will be happy with that, won't you?"
Well, you see that there is a couple of customers, and an old man sort of sitting here regarding you from the corner.
Zacharias glares at the old man.
Can't let that guy get old.
Smiles and gives Zacharias a nod.
Zacharias nods back. And basically goes up to the barkeep. Barkeep, sorry we have been gone for a couple of days. Is our rooms still available?
So Nod says, yes, of course. Didn't expect you to come back. But I suppose now you are. You will take up where you left.
Yes, for at least a day or two while we're in town before we head out again.
That's all right.
Yes. Well, it was our usual rooms, correctly?
Yes, as before. Yes.
So Zacharias sort of says this loudly so the man hears where the rooms are. And then he looks to his companions. Well, perhaps we should retire to the rooms and rest up a bit before we head out of town.
Sure.
Or not.
To the
Marcus.
innkeeper.
Marcus doesn't care.
Marcus stares into space, mumbling to himself.
How is that any different from how he usually is?
He's singing also.
Quietly humming a happy tune.
I don't actually know where Jake went. He's disconnected from the call.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Oh.
No, he's here.
No, he's
No,
here.
he's not.
He's disconnected from me.
Huh?
Oh, anyway.
That's strange.
Whatever. He'll come back eventually, I guess.
On my Skype, your angry Swedish is looking at Jake.
Yep. Yes, I am.
For me, you're just looking at my Skype, like my end call button. You're looking at.
Alright, so we retreat to the room and wait for them to contact us, I suppose.
All right. Yeah. We'll treat the room, and the old man sort of opens and looks in the door. A little bit after you have entered it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You seem familiar. Zacharias, have we met before?
Zacharias crosses his arms. Just looks at him. We can drop the pretense.
Yes. He stands and bows. Our master's return. I've been awaiting you.
Good. What news in the city? We have heard of spectacular murders. I take it that is your doing.
We have established a serial killer persona, indeed, so that now if adventurers were to be drawn by the lure of treasure or something like that, we have an alibi for taking them out.
I see. Good.
No one should come make problems for you, and if some do that are not within our alibi, we'll make sure to send notice.
Good. We have established a foothold in the Horn of Abaddon, and are proceeding to clear it out and prepare it for the ritual needed. It will take some time.
That is all right. We are here at your disposal. But no hurry.
Good. Because we won't. Anything else? Any news in the city?
I think nothing much. Bit of a crime streak. It seems that the gangs are at it again. That should not be much of a problem for us, however. The guard is taking care of that. Good to have them distracted at the moment.
Indeed. Has any adventurers come seeking the horn?
Nothing. No. It is a hidden thing, a forgotten thing. I do not believe there are many that actually would pay it any attention nowadays. It is believed that there is a gold there, but it is mere legend. Mere myth, and no one really knows where it is anyway. The forest is too dangerous to just wander out in blindly.
Yes, the forest is indeed dangerous.
As long as no one knows where it is, you should be rather unbothered.
Very well. We trust your constant vigil.
Perhaps, of course. You are available.
Good.
We could always ask him if he has a new body with a fresh brain.
We need your
By the
delicious
way,
brain.
do you have a brain? What?
Ah, yes, well. Zacharias knows. Well, if you hear anything, we are on the lookout for more servants to join us at the Horn. If any interesting prospects come along, do send notice. We shouldn't waste resources.
We will make notice and then await your response.
Excellent.
We hope to be useful.
We hope that you will be, too.